they're both getting in the car and they're going to report to Auburn for bowl practice. So they're going to get in on, really invaluable practice time that used to be you had to wait until you finished school, come in the summer. You're talking about a 6-7 month gap in time already being associated with the team, 7 months around the program. You don't really come in as a freshman anymore. You're in the weight program, you're practicing, you're watching film, you're doing that. You're looking at a guy that's going to be a true freshman, but will have 7 months under his belt by the time summer camp starts.
And give everybody a brief rundown of what early signing period allows for recruits.
Basically, it gives an opportunity for anybody out there, if the offer's on the table from a university, to go ahead and sign their letter of intent. You used to have to wait to the second week of February to do that, National Signing Day. But a lot of people feel like that this is an opportunity for them to shut the recruiting process down if they want to, and go ahead and start concentrating on what they want to do, or whatever else that's involved. For coaches out there, it gives them a little peace of mind that they don't have to really worry about this kid out here. But the 5-star guys, your really highly prominent guys, are going to still be out there probably around signing day, maybe even past signing day, waiting to make their decision. They can afford to do that because everybody wants them. Teams are holding spots for them. Your borderline guys, your 3, maybe borderline 4-star guys, if you wait around, there might not be an availability left for you. So that's something that you don't want to force somebody's hand, but it does, in a way, make them make a decision.
I think you will see more of these kids that specialize in one sport, i.e. football, that finish their football season. They're not a multi-sport star at their high school. They're going to go ahead and finish up their schooling and report.
Yeah.
It's too invaluable not to do that.
I think so.
Now, multi-sport kids that are really highly involved with their teams and have been a part of this team for the last really 12 years. Because when you go into elementary school, you start playing youth ball. Yeah. You can't imagine leaving that team if you're one of the top basketball players in your senior year, or baseball, or soccer, any other sport like that. But do you agree with that, Brett, that these guys that have pointed out and realized that, I'm going to make my way through football like Martin. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I think there's going to be more pressure on these kids to do that from the school standpoint.
Yeah.
Because think about bowl practice.
Yeah.
How many times have we sat up here, everybody throughout this country, and says, get to 6 wins so you have all those extra practices. Because in comparison to a program that doesn't, it's invaluable.
Oh, it is.
How are you not going to sell that to a kid that 6 months is not better than going on it? And it's easy to dual enroll now.
Oh, it is.
It's so we understand it more than even 20 years ago when you and I were in school. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, let me give an academic example. We're on a sports show, obviously, and we're talking about kids playing a sport. But let's talk about it from an academic standpoint. If you're capable of handling a college level class as a sophomore in high school, junior or senior, it's an opportunity while you're in high school. If you want to choose this track, and already you want to go into a medical field, you want to go into pharmacy, you want to go into building science, you want to go into something that's going to take longer than the normal 4 years to get a degree, this is a perfect opportunity to cut a couple years off on the back end. We've had students at Central Alabama Community College, the day they graduated from high school, they graduated from us too. Now, those are outliers. That's not the norm, but it happens. They started the dual enrollment program in the 10th grade, and they took enough credits to get their associate's degree with us, and they got their high school diploma. What does that do? That means they're 2 years ahead in college. So when they graduate from high school, they're technically a junior in college. So they've got 2 more years of undergrad, so they could technically be finished at the age of 19 from college. Now, what does that do for somebody going into pre-med or pharmacy? Well, they've got 2 more years tacked on to the back end, or 3 on the back end of their undergrad. So you're looking at somebody that's supposed to go to school for 6 years in college. Now they've cut it down to 4 or 5 at the max. So when their classmates are graduating from college with their 4-year degree. They're graduating with their master's degree or their pharmacy degree, or they're already heading into medical school. It's a fast track. It gets you in the profession 2-3 years earlier. Why not? If you're capable of handling that, it's an opportunity. It's not for everybody. That's the thing about this. It's not for every athlete. Early enrolling, leaving high school early is not. It's only for certain people that it applies to. And so if you feel like you fall into that category, why not?
I agree with you. I think it's a good thing the more you talk about it. The only downplay on recruiting in general is when you try to take the devil's advocate and look over there and see the coach issue.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a coach that is committed to me. Take Roquan Smith. He's a prime example.
Yeah.
He commits to UCLA out of high school.
That's
Am I
right.
right there?
No, he's right. You're right.
Tell me if I'm wrong. His linebackers coach
right.
at UCLA moves on to the NFL.
That's right.
After he commits.
That's correct.
And he committed to that guy. And y'all can get all upset as much as you want that these kids aren't committing to your school. Get your head out of the sand.
Yeah.
That's over. No more of that
Well,
conversation.
they build this relationship.
It's relationship.
That's
and
right.
it's a faith. And
yeah.
and a Roquan Smith type kid that's a top 10 pick
You
in
know
the
why
NFL.
it's faith, Randy? Because they have faith that guy's going to teach them what they need to get to the next level.
Wouldn't you?
That's right.
If your kid
That's
was
right.
that talented.
Oh, yeah.
Or if your kid was that.
It's an investment.
If your kid was smart enough to be a doctor, and you knew it, and a lot of colleges, which they would be, if you've got a kid that's scoring that well and is proficient enough, they're
Trying
going
to
to
get
be
you
after
in.
him.
Yeah, trying to
You're
get you
going to pick
in.
the one that you think's going to have him the best prepared or her the best
yeah.
prepared. So what's wrong with a kid thinking that way when it comes to football also? But Roquan Smith ends up at Georgia. He's going to make he's going to probably be the key defensively for Georgia.
Oh,
whether
there's
they
no
move
question.
through these semis and finals. And it's funny how that works. So that's the only negative here, is how does this work out with coaches? And when coaches recruit you in and they leave 2 weeks later, after Christmas, let's say, and you sign early signing period, can you change that thing? In February, if your coach leaves, can you change it over?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's fair.
Well, I don't think you can. I think it has to do with the head coach. I think if there's a head coach change and there's an administration change I think there's a clause in there. But assistant. Look, here's the thing, and I know we got to get to break. This is a business, and kids at this age and the way they're having to deal with stuff and their parents, they know it's a business too. I'll stop there. Go ahead and take our first break. We'll come back. I want to continue that, and then we'll start talking about some of these kids that will be playing this game over in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. Stay tuned. Saturday Sports Countdown continues in just a moment.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart. Heal better, feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Blitz with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized E-Z-GO cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect E-Z-GO cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best E-Z-GO carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by Sunshine Heating and Air and JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee here with you till 9 a.m. this morning. We want to go straight to the phone line, welcome in our good friend and co-host of all of our programming, Luke Robinson, who is over in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He'll be on the play-by-play call of the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game coming up at noon today. Luke, thanks for joining us this morning.
How's it going, guys?
It's good, man. It's 25 degrees, and it's a little chilly, and I'm sure it's not much warmer over in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
No, it's pretty cold this morning. I've already been out and gotten some coffee and all those good things. But when I left Lake City yesterday, I was surprised. There's still some remnants of snow on the ground from the snowstorm the last Friday. I mean, I never thought I'd see the day where we're still scraping away some snow from a week ago.
Yeah, it's unreal. There's still snow on people's roofs out here. So, but it has been really cold, and but. You're going to talk about a hot place to be today. It's over in Hattiesburg, Mississippi for one of the most fun events that we're able to cover every year, Luke, and this year is not going to be an exception. Talent, abundance of on both sides for Mississippi and Alabama, and so let's just dive in. There'll be a couple players that will not be playing today that were on the original roster, but some great replacement players, and we'll start with Damian Webb from Beauregard, who injured his ankle in the playoffs. He's not going to play. But Kavasier Smoke takes his place, the talented running back for Wetumpka. So he'll get to showcase his talents, a guy that really hasn't committed or shown a lot of commitment to school. There'll be a lot of people watching him today.
Oh, yeah, they will be. And I think he gets a second chance to impress a larger audience today. In the state championship game, he looked like a good player. I mean, I think he's an SEC level caliber player. I don't think there's any doubt. But I feel quite certain he was hoping to make a bit of a bigger splash, and I think the elements might have had something to do with the fact that he didn't explode onto the scene against Pinson Valley, and also that Pinson Valley defense. Well, while everybody's talking about Bo Nix and the wide receivers for Pinson Valley, their defense played unbelievably well against Wetumpka. And so I think he gets another chance to kind of shine today because he's hoping to go from the South Carolina level offers to more of an Auburn, Alabama offer, and that may happen if he has a big game today.
Luke, run down some other players that we can watch that aren't the top tier guys, but those like Kowaliga Smoke that are kind of on that gray line to see where they end up?
Well, I think the first one would be C.D. Daniels, defensive back out of Homewood. He's committed to Memphis right now, but I know he's looking for an Auburn offer. I think he's an Auburn fan. Auburn has certainly given him a hard look. He's a 3-star guy out of Homewood, so he comes out of a very good program. There's no doubt he's also an in-state guy, which may give him a bit of an edge. So I think he'd love to have a big game this week. From my understanding, his practices have been very good. The two quarterbacks that are playing today, Jack West and James Foster. Now, Jack West is pretty well known. He's been committed to Stanford for well over a year. He's been a guy that people in Alex City have been familiar with since he was a sophomore, and Alex City played him in the playoffs. And he's a statuesque player. I mean, he can spin it really well. He's not the most mobile kid in the world, but he's a prototypical Stanford quarterback, if you ask me, kind of a pro-style guy. I suspect he'll have a big game because, well, I suspect both quarterbacks will have a big game because the wide receiving crew for Alabama is absolutely ridiculous. But Foster is a guy that can make a name for himself. Now, Alabama's involved with Emory Jones, who's committed to Ohio State right now, a kid out of Georgia. Jones is making somewhat of a surprise visit to Florida this weekend. I don't think that means anything. I don't think Florida is necessarily in the game. But what the domino effect of this is, if Emory Jones were to stick with his Ohio State commitment, and most people think he won't. Most people think he will sign with Alabama next week. But if he were to stick with Ohio State, or if he were to go to Florida, or surprise everybody and go somewhere else, then I think Alabama's first turn would be to James Foster. They're going to take a quarterback in this class. And I think James Foster would be the guy next in line, and that is certainly no runner-up prize. I mean, James Foster's a very good player. I can't wait to see him today. Nathaniel Watson, everybody knows about him, or at least everybody in the AHSA circles know about him. He's the wide receiver, H-back type out of Maplesville. Big kid. I mean, about 6'3", 6'4", committed to Mississippi State. But from all reports I've read here recently on Auburn sites, Auburn has given him another look now. He's had some really good practices this week, and that could be a good thing. And then another name to throw out there that people will be familiar with is Cavante Ruggs, who's playing safety, but he could be more of a edge rusher or a linebacker type in college. He's Henry Ruggs' brother. He's not as highly touted as Henry Ruggs was, but he's very, very good. He's aggressive, and he obviously plays defense where his older brother plays wide receiver.
Luke, we're always impressed with the Mississippi roster. Alabama and Auburn and multiple other SEC schools have really dove into the state of Mississippi over the years and been able to pull some key guys out. Can you just give us a little rundown of some guys from Mississippi that may turn our heads today?
Well, the one that's been killing it in practice is Malik Heath, a wide receiver who's committed to Mississippi State. He's the best prospect in Mississippi this year. Alabama and Auburn, as far as I know, I don't think they have a commitment. Either one of the schools have a commitment from the state of Mississippi this year. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Fabian Lovett is a defensive tackle, also committed to Mississippi State, who has been playing very well in practice, as well as Jonquezi Patterson, another wide receiver. Both sides are loaded at wide receiver this particular year. And so I think the quarterbacks are going to show out because they're going to have some frisbee-catching dogs to throw to. But Malik Heath is the name that keeps popping up on, what I try to do every day is search the news circuits and find, okay, who can give me a practice report. And every time there's a Mississippi practice report, it always has Malik Heath in it.
Well, Luke, we appreciate the report today, brother, and we know that you and Corey will be on the call on the HSA Radio Network. You can tune us in online. You can find us there on AHSA.com. And Luke, looking forward to listening to you guys today, and good luck on the broadcast.
No, thank you. And I know you guys are getting a hard break, but I want to talk about something really quickly that came up yesterday on y'all's former program. They were talking about Kerryon Johnson possibly sitting the bowl game out and how they hate that trend, and it just is terrible, and they think the NCAA should make a rule about it. I'll say this. If Kerryon Johnson plans on going pro and he plays in the bowl game, I mean, great for him. But if he doesn't play in the bowl game, I can't understand why anybody would be upset. I can't understand why anybody's upset with Leonard Fournette. It obviously didn't hurt Leonard Fournette or Christian McCaffrey last year. They did fine. They made a bunch of money, and their teammates were fine with it. I think the teammates for Kerryon Johnson would be fine with it. And as far as making a rule about forcing people to play a bowl game, that makes absolutely zero sense. Nobody could ever do that. But I think that people forget sometimes that a kid like Kerryon Johnson or a kid like Leonard Fournette or a kid like Christian McCaffrey, they have a chance to make not just life-changing money, generational money for their families. And so if they have a chance to do that and they decide not to play in a Peach Bowl or in a Citrus Bowl or in a Sun Bowl, I mean, there's really no problem with that. And there's actually a plus side. All the people who have been dying to see Cam Martin run the football, guess what? You'll get to see him run the football, and it's like a glorified spring practice. I mean, I could easily see an upside to your starters not playing in a bowl game to get ready for next year. I see no problem.
All right, good points there, Luke. We'll continue to talk about that. Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it. Got to get to break. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask her for where the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offer full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Welcome to the future. Imagined by visionaries, championed by leaders, and focused on results. Made real through hard work and a determination to build the things that people count on. Places where ideas are born, where progress fuels growth and strengthens communities. It's work that makes a difference. United Rentals. You're building the future. We're here to help.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Air, your authorized East Central Alabama train dealer. Call Advanced Heating and Air. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Hour and a half left in today's show. I want to thank Luke for taking time out to call in. They're getting ready to call the game on the HSA network. Him and Corey LeBounty. Michael will be over there producing. So
we got our two best recruitniks that
They
works
are.
with us, as Corey does a really good job down in the Mobile region and kind of works with Coach
He does,
Lassiter
yep.
and Coach Cleveland down there.
That's
and,
right.
They do some broadcasting in that area. And if there's a hotbed here in the state of Alabama over the last decade and probably forever, it's the city of Mobile, man. They can generate some premier talent down there, and a lot of them go unheard sometimes. The peripheral ones go unheard up here in this part of the state.
Yeah.
Probably the same for us down there, Brett. So to bring a different viewpoint on what's going on in that neck of the woods going to be really good for the broadcast, and Luke's by far our best when it comes to recruiting.
a lot of people don't understand, and they're talking about an in-state kid. I'm gonna give you an example of stuff because we kind of think, oh, he's in Alabama. Why don't he go to Auburn, Alabama? In Mississippi, I was talking to the president of Shelton State Community College, and he's from Mississippi. And there's a town that's got a good player in South Mississippi that's only about 45 minutes from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Grew up. He said everything down there is purple and gold. They're in the state of Mississippi. They're 5.5, 6 hours away from Starkville and Oxford. And everybody's like, well, that's an in-state kid. Why does he go to LSU? Because we get caught up in borders. You think about Mobile and how close they are in relation to Tuscaloosa or Auburn. Sometimes when they're looking at a Mississippi school or even Baton Rouge, they just get on I-10 and go over. And we think about, well, man, we lost another in-state kid. Think about North Alabama. That's really Tennessee country. You think about where they are in relationship to Knoxville and Memphis compared to Tuscaloosa or Auburn. It's about midway. So it's a 50-50 shot if the programs are equal, obviously.
Talking to coaches on the Auburn staff, players, and recruit.
Yeah.
People that get out there and recruit. The competition level for Auburn and Alabama is high in recruiting.
Oh, yeah.
But it is nothing like Auburn and Georgia.
Oh,
Go look at this year's kids and who we're in competition with and who Auburn's after.
Oh, yeah.
And it is Georgia.
Well, it's always been Georgia.
Well, it is.
Auburn's always had to win Georgia.
They have. And if at least not win, just go over there and get a few.
We'll get their share,
That's
line share of them, because, Randy, you think about the line that goes straight on the western part of Georgia over, that's Auburn territory, really. From, Atlanta, LaGrange, those type of areas.
Columbus.
Columbus. Auburn has always had success being able to go in. They go into Athens and get Richard Jaborner, probably one of the top linebackers in the country. Definitely Georgia was hot on him. He's from Athens, Georgia. Auburn goes in and is able to get his commitment. And he's pretty firm according to all the reports. He's not wavering. It's not, well, Georgia come in here and grab him up at the end. It's crazy. Now, Auburn, in their good years, have always been able to go to the state of Georgia and get really good talent.
40-man roster for both of these teams today. Run down some. You've already ran down, you and Luke ran down some of the main ones that y'all are looking forward to calling today. But just some others that jump out to you, because a lot of these we've at least called on the AHSA circuit at one point in time.
Well, you and I called Jalen Armour Davis, St. Paul's. He caught the big pass to give St. Paul's a chance to win the game on 4th and 18. I know Briarwood people out there don't bring that back up, but he did. He's a phenomenal player. I mean, he's a guy that's going to Alabama. I think he'll have a tremendous impact in the game. And you know what? He'll be tested today. Mississippi loaded with wide receivers, just like they were 2 years ago with Metcalf and those guys. But the state of Alabama this year, Randy, this could be really fun to watch Jack West throwing to these 4 or 5 wide receivers that we have.
Well, this is the year of the receiver in the state.
It
Next
is.
year will be the year of the quarterback. Which one of those three, or do you bring three quarterbacks on with you to the Alabama-Mississippi game next year? That's how good the top level of quarterback play here in this state. Paul Tyson gets a committable offer to University of Alabama yesterday. I don't know if you see.
No shock there.
No shock, but I've heard, you hear through the grapevine that maybe he doesn't get that offer just based off of them going after the Thompson kid and Tua's brother and going to offer the quarterback position to him.
Yeah.
But next year you're going to have 3, 4, 5-star guys here out of the state of Alabama, and Bo Nix, Tagovailoa's brother, Talua, and then Paul Tyson. And Paul Tyson is the imps of Jack West. If you want to go out,
they look the same.
If you want to go out in a skeleton drill and go in a pro-style quarterback and go pick you somebody to go spin it,
he looks good.
He's that type of guy, isn't he? Jack West is he's the imps of Andrew Luck to me.
He looks just like him. His movements, his motions, and Luke said it. You and I said it on the broadcast when we called Ben Russell Saraland. Hey, they look identical. He looks like a prototypical Stanford quarterback. We don't normally talk about rumors on here, but it is rumored that Tagovailoa, Tua may be gone from Thompson, and they may be leaving, maybe thinking about going back to Hawaii.
Is that right?
Yeah. His family don't know that. That was told to us by 2 or 3 people in Tuscaloosa last week at the Super 7. So you don't know if there's.
I hope he doesn't, because I think he's ended up in a community, in a program with a coach.
It's
that
different.
I'd want my kids playing.
Yeah, but and no offense to anything out there, but that's a long way for a young kid to travel.
Yeah.
His brother's situation was different. He gets recruited to college. He's on campus at a college, at a university, in a big program. This kid comes over going into his junior year in high school. He leaves Hawaii. He comes to Alabama. It's a cultural shock for him. So maybe a little homesick, maybe want to go back to his roots. Don't know that for a fact, but I know we got to get to a break. We'll go back and talk about some of these players when we come back. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with 0 down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for 0 down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your on-water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bills Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bills Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
This is the Big Finish event.
Don't miss the Big Finish event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
Just in time for the holidays.
Save over $13,000 on 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab with Hemi V8.
Take the short drive to big savings.
Biggest savings of the year on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at Bice.
Buy it at Bice.
Don't buy anywhere else until you see me. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee here with you till 9 o'clock. Randy, Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game over in Hattiesburg today. Started this back and forth a couple years ago, and, I always wondered, and sometimes it's best to keep your mouth shut, so why does Mississippi come to us every year? Well, we don't now. We switch it back and forth, and it's good that the game is over there one year and it's back over here. But you and I and Luke especially have been doing these games since 2008, Randy, so this will be we're obviously approaching our 10th year with the HSA network, but over that time frame, just think back at how many unbelievable athletes we've been able to call in that short amount of time.
That first year still blows me away with what I saw there that year, and Alabama racked up with the three best ones.
Fluker and Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick and A.J. McCarron was the best player on the field. And A.J. McCarron was hands down the MVP of that football game.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember you and I leaving out of there going, gosh, A.J. McCarron, I thought he was a pro-style guy. He moved around out of the pocket, and he did a lot of really good things, and you start realizing why some of these kids separate themselves from the pack. And, I saw that day, and being down and seeing the size of these kids, up close, personal, seeing the secondary,
it's
and
amazing,
seeing the
isn't it?
receivers, and seeing the length that ends up going to these top-tier Division I.
Yeah.
Because if you're out there and you're going, why is my school not getting the love that some of these other schools are? Why are our kids not getting the Division I offers? I'm telling you, it's in the measurables.
Yeah.
It's in the speed and the measurables. And if you want to go and you want to look at all-star games like football and basketball, I'll put basketball in there too, Brett. Because what's one thing that's jumped out to you over Alabama-Mississippi all-star basketball games?
Height. Just athletic ability.
Athleticism, roll the ball out there going, my gosh.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what class they play in.
Yeah.
Lynette's a great example. It will take short of a miracle for somebody to knock them off this year out of the state championship. I mean, and Quavius Pollard's on this roster for Alabama. He is Mr. Basketball last year. Caught a couple touchdowns in the state championship game this year. He's a phenomenal athlete. He'll be on showcase as a wide receiver, but I know Lynette's excited to get him back on the basketball court. Also with Truitt, he'll be back out. I mean, I've got them memorized, it seems like, but they could play and compete with a lot of 6A teams, Randy. I'm not exaggerating. And look, congratulations, by the way, to Chad Keeson and Horseshoe Bend for knocking them off. Now, I know they were minus a lot of those guys, but look, it's still the net. They still ran a couple of – I think the guys that come off the bench for them could beat a lot of people. And Horseshoe Bend 6-3, and they're number 7 in the state right now. So, kudos to Chad and that program up there, having them in the top 10. But anyway, Chad said, look, hey, he said, you're not telling me anything I don't know. He said, I know they're talented. We've played them the last couple of years. And he said they will probably get all the way back and have a chance to win it. And he said if they make a run all the way and they don't lose another game, he said when you open the program up and you see that -1 out by their record, he said that was us.
If you're going to go here locally, I want to give kudos to 2 other programs here locally.
Oh, yeah.
That are exceptional right now. First, Coach Ransaw and what he's doing with that wrestling program.
They've won, what, 5 matches in a row?
He's got athletes. And
yeah.
And he can coach them up.
He can.
And I've always been very impressed with him. He was our coach in the middle school, and I gravitated to him because he's got great personality.
Great person.
You know what's coming out of his mouth is a lot of love, and he's trying to push some things your way that you can take on and do solid things with. If he hangs around, we'll have this wrestling program back to where
it's already rocketing it up. I watched some video clips of some of our kids. You can just tell kids that have it on the mat. There is no run out there. Oh, I might be lucky and I might be. They've won. I don't have a. Do you know how they did last night? They went to Russell County and wrestled. But I think they wrestled Northview out of Dothan too, and I think they're usually pretty good. So I'd like to know how they ended up there. But they just beat Auburn. They've won 5 matches in a row going in. So, yeah, getting stronger and excited to see with a long history of wrestling in Benjamin Russell that they can continue on. And you said you want to talk about one more, and I know where you're going with it.
Girls basketball program.
It's unbelievable.
Trisha Moon and what they're doing with the girls basketball program at Benjamin Russell, I haven't seen. I think we had one little stretch where in 5A back in the early 2000s that we were competitive. Maybe made it to the Final Four.
No, we did. We did make it to the Final Four.
I've been around the basketball program here my whole life. My mom actually coached the girls basketball program for a time at Benjamin Russell. I grew up around it, and we've never been that competitive.
That's right.
And we
not
are
like we are
right now, and the coaches and the kids have a lot to do with that. And I hope you continue. You know, you can build on these things, Brett. When you get programs like Mountain Brook's doing in basketball right now, those things become cyclical. Those things become where your kids that are 8 years old won't be part of that.
There's no question.
Let me figure out how I can go over there and be part of that. And that's what these type of programs can do, and that's what the wrestling program at Benjamin Russell High School was for a whole generation. For a whole generation that won 11 straight state championships, the decision was that I'm going to play in that program.
Yeah.
I'm going to go because every time I go to that gym, and you can say this isn't important, this is important. Every time I go to that gym, I can't get in there. All the parents and all the grandparents, everybody, and all the girls.
Yeah.
I mean, let's don't kid ourselves.
Yeah.
Everybody's there to watch that sport, and so those programs that have that kind of following, like football does here in this community, you gravitate to that.
You do, and Luke said on Facebook here.
Good point.
Hoover football. I mean, what they've built is just unheard of. But there's other programs, not to the level of Hoover, but there's other programs that have built the same thing in other sports. And let me tell you this. In girls basketball, and I see it year in and year out, and you do too, if you can get one solid player, that one real good player, and you got some pieces around her, man, you can go the distance. You really can.
If you can coach them up.
If you can coach them up.
Because what happens, what I've learned, and I know we got to go to a break, those teams that coach them up and play defense and do the sound things correctly,
that's right,
are the teams that we see every year.
That's right.
Not the ones that just go and Shakayla Thomas she's an outlier.
Exception. But I can go through and I can talk about probably 6 or 7 more teams that I've seen over the years that have that one girl or 2 girls. I know Lauderdale County made a living at it. They had 3, they had triplets, but there's a lot of examples that you can get a player in there and you can get some really good support players around them, and they can do big things. We'll take another break. We'll come back. We'll continue these discussions. We've got some stuff. We'll have some fun coming up with some surprises, what we thought may have happened throughout the SEC this past year. We'll have a little fun with that. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn.
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Toon with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
What's different about Hyundai of Auburn? Beautiful cars built here from parts made here. That's jobs and tax money.
And right now, Max, record low finance plans. 0% interest and $4,250 cash to spend with no budget busting repairs for a full 10 years. Drive a new Hyundai today. Check it out, HyundaiofAuburn.com.
And my Max Markdown deals. Tell them Max sent you. I might get a bonus.
Max, you're not real.
What?
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee. Till 9 o'clock with you, 256-234-6221 if you'd like to jump in on the action, or you can catch us on Facebook Live and get in on the trail of comments that we have every day on our show now, especially on Auburn Blitz and on Tuesday night on Sports Blitz Live. All of our programs are Facebook Live now. It gives us another avenue to bring our programming to you, and we're excited to have that interaction.
Well, let me throw something out there today as we're over doing the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game. Go and find our AHSA Radio Network social media outlets also, and as we're getting interviews, Luke and Corey will be over there with Michael Forehand, and we'll get hopefully a lot of interviews with some of the top players and coaches that will be participating in the game today. And we'll throw those out there on Facebook Live, and we'll share them as often as we can. So make sure to find us there also.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Let's dive into some Andy brought this up, I think Monday, Randy. So 10 biggest surprises in the SEC this season. Now, I like to look back at where we thought we would be and where records would be and how teams. And the one thing you can't predict is injuries. You can't predict, what whatever, turmoil within a program. You can't predict somebody coming off the bench and being an all-star. There's a lot of things that play into how team seasons end up. But 10 biggest surprises in the SEC. Here's some that we pulled out. Jake Fromm in, Jacob Eason out. Did you really see Jake Fromm taking Jacob Eason's job? Now, let's go back and think. It wasn't because he beat him out. Jacob Eason got injured, and then Jake Fromm takes over, and then Jacob Eason can't ever get his job back. You know why players sometimes go out there and they just strap it up and wrap it up or go whenever they feel like they can't? Because they don't want to lose their job. If people say that you can't lose your job because of an injury, there's prime example.
Yeah, you're crazy. Look at Tom Brady. But Jake Fromm, had no clue who he was. I'm not the recruit, Nick, that others are on our program.
Yeah.
So when I saw him, did I think Jacob Eason could play? No. I remember going to the Georgia game last year and saying, please, he's a poor man's Matthew Stafford. I've said it 20 times on this program.
Yeah, that's right.
And so when someone gets an opportunity to take over for a guy that you're going, well, I kind of hope he's out there. I kind of hope they keep him. Yeah, we may catch a year where Jason Campbell's it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to probably get 3 where it's real marginal play. I'm sorry, that's an Auburn fan, but that's the reality of what Auburn was back in those days. Would you not agree?
That's right.
And Jason Campbell came on as a senior, and he was player of the year in the conference. That may have happened to Eason.
Yeah.
I think you were going to get 2 or 3 years worth of very dismal, mediocre play to go along with that. So, no, not overly surprised for me.
Yeah, and no way he stays at Georgia. What's he going to do? I mean, he's got to leave. So where does Jacob Eason end up? Does he transfer out? He's going to transfer out of the conference. I think he ends up out on the West Coast, back where he's from. I think he ends up going back out there. Jimbo Fisher to Texas A&M.
Never saw it. I don't know how you could when Florida State's ranked 3rd, about to take on number 1 ranked Alabama to
it's
start
just not
the season.
A crazy turn of events. I mean, it shows you how. I mean, they were heralded in that Alabama-Florida State game maybe as the best opening college football game in the history. And then you look at what Florida State ended up being after losing their quarterback.
And the Bammers will say the quarterback goes away, and a lot of programs out there the quarterback goes away, and you get that. But my gosh, this was
go down that bad.
This was a full-blooded tanking. This was imps of Cam Newton going down in 2010 and what that Auburn program would have been, which would have been about 500.
Yeah, and nobody really expected Florida State to have as much infighting as was going on that I think was covered up. There was a lot of discontent. Tallahassee was ready to get Jimbo Fisher out too. The feeling was mutual. He was ready to hit the road, and people were ready for him to hit the road. I mean, that's kind of.
Would have never seen it, but to say that we didn't see a new coach coming to Texas A&M would be a lie, because Kevin Sumlin
just didn't see Jimbo Fisher being the guy.
Didn't see Jimbo Fisher being the guy, but I'm not surprised to see Sumlin gone.
I had 2 people from 2 different arenas, different conversations, so which is weird, tell me that they feel like Jimbo Fisher will be a massive failure at Texas A&M. I don't know. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion. You know, he had a good run at Florida State. Obviously, he was able to get over the hump with Jameis Winston. A lot of people would have been able to. He's got to compete in SEC West now. And you got Alabama, Auburn, LSU, and right now, Texas A&M, I don't know, they may not be the 4th best team in the conference, in the division. I mean, Mississippi State's got something to say about it, but now they don't have Dan Mullen, so what can they do? But right now, ain't nobody putting Texas A&M up there for the conference championship anytime soon, are they?
I'm 50-50 on it. I'm 50% though to the positive, because this guy can flat recruit.
Yeah,
and if he gets the right quarterback in place, Brett, he can coach up an offense around a pro-style quarterback.
I agree with that.
So you don't know what he ends up with. So
That's right.
I think that he's got the recruiting bed out there in Texas to find a guy.
Oh, there's no question.
And if he goes and gets the right Jameis Winston-style quarterback into that system that he's already proven that he can build, along with the recruiting that he can do around it, along with at least a semblance of a structure and a culture within your program that you've learned from. You've created issues at Florida State. Maybe some of those were created through Jameis Winston. if you think back about it.
Yeah.
What he had to do to keep Jameis Winston
Well,
on the field.
He sold himself out for that, to keep that guy. I mean,
and a lot of programs do it.
Nobody else would have done it any differently.
No.
I mean,
I'm not throwing him down.
Oh no, everybody knew what he was doing, and nobody really criticized him for it. I mean, Jameis Winston screwed up about every time he turned around at Florida State. He couldn't stay out of trouble. He always did something stupid, whether it was from the accusation of what went on with the co-ed to jumping up on the lunchroom table and acting a fool in the cafeteria to shooting a BB gun. I mean, he just something all the time with that guy, and he's still crazy. I'm sorry. He's crazy. He is. He one flew over the cuckoo's nest, man. You can just look at some of the stuff he does at Tampa. And look, a lot of people felt like Tampa was this was going to be a turning point year for Tampa. It hadn't been, so he's struggling as a pro quarterback. Stay tuned. We're going to take another break. Stay tuned. We're going to keep running down some of the biggest surprises from the Southeastern Conference this year. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown coming your way right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
I know we're kind of all over the map this morning, but we're in a Facebook conversation here coming back. We're talking about DeMarcus Cousins, Boogie Cousins, that played at LaFleur, and I was talking about his demeanor at Kentucky and LaFleur, and my perception. The reason we're talking about this, our good friend Corey LeBounty, that's part of the network crew, is going to be calling the Alabama-Mississippi game today with Luke, coached him back in the day. He was an assistant coach on that staff, and he talked about what a great person DeMarcus Cousins was, and he really changed my perception of that guy, because up until I talked to Corey this week, my perception of DeMarcus Cousins, because I don't know him personally and I haven't seen what he's done off the court. All I've had to go off of is what he does on the floor, and I think he's got an attitude problem. And I think he's a cancer to the team because of the way he acts, not so much off the floor, but at Kentucky. I mean, anybody you talk to, when something went wrong, it was, it's just that the portrayal of a bad attitude and a me kind of guy. And so it's hard to break that perception, but it is good to hear that there's another wonderful side to that guy. And he's such a electrifying player in the NBA, but boy, he is mad. You and I have played with guys in basketball in pickup games that when they walk on the floor, they're already mad. And when you touch them on the floor, it just sets them off. They're looking to throw an elbow. They're looking to hit you in the face or do something. That's DeMarcus Cousins, man. He is mad at the world on the floor.
A couple of things that comes to mind with that. Competing will bring out sometimes the best in people and a lot of times the worst.
Yeah.
In athletic venues, probably some of my worst moments. Not a lot of my best, but some of my worst moments have come out in a competitive spirit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And what makes me is how special certain coaches are that can corral all of that energy and can bring the best out in you. Mike Krzyzewski. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins played in the Olympics.
Yeah.
You seen problems?
Yeah, and
I hear you, but they had some close ball games.
They did, but I just feel like that environment's different. And I mean, it's an all-star game. I mean, you got the best players in the world. I think they did have some close games.
Do you think Brad Stevens would struggle with DeMarcus Cousins?
I mean, I think Mike Krzyzewski at times would have struggled at Duke with DeMarcus Cousins.
I'm saying that you could at times.
That's
but
right.
For the most part, the Rolando McClains of the world.
Yeah.
He has had nothing but problems outside of any structure other than Alabama.
That's right.
Would you agree with that?
That's right.
So would you consider that a leadership?
I think so, but I'm not going to say that we don't know all that went on. I know we've been told some stories of things that Rolando McClain did at Alabama that were handled internally. I mean, and so, yeah, I don't think a guy changes just because he slides in. I mean, it is inherent in your DNA and your genetics to do things a certain way. Now, structure can temper that down to a certain level.
Expectation.
It can. I'm with you there. I don't think it eliminates it. Now, in some special cases, it can. And now, when you leave that structure, you go right back to old form.
I agree with that.
So, DeMarcus Cousins, though, I'm telling you, man, you turn the TV on the next Pelicans game that's on, and the first hard foul out there is going to be a shove. And he's going to want to try to get in some altercation. And Corey said, look, man, it's just the way he plays the game. It is. LeBron James said it the other night. He said, look, I know, or Kevin Durant, excuse me, when he about punched Kevin Durant in the face, and Kevin Durant didn't want any of that. I'm telling you. You don't. He said, look, I know how that guy is. I knew better than to do what I did. He said, that's how he plays. We all know it. I can't get baited into that anymore. That's what Kevin Durant said. I mean, it's not like all of a sudden everybody's just, oh, well, that's DeMarcus Cousins. You know, he got a little bit of a temper. It's the way he plays the game. It's how he handles himself. Some more surprises in the SEC. Missouri's second half. It's not being talked about enough, Randy. And what Barry Odom did, that team was 1-5.
I think that around the Missouri program it is.
But nationally it's not.
Nationally it's not because they still were around a 500 team. There's plenty of other topics to discuss, and Barry Odom pulling them into a plus 500.
Yeah, they ended up winning 7.
They did. They win 7 ball games.
That's right.
Do you really consider, though, Missouri a true competitor even moving into next year?
I'll tell you this, and I don't know what Drew Lock will intend on doing. I mean, probably leave, but what he did in a program, I think it was 1-4, that was and had been mutilated.
Yeah.
In those games, for them to turn around and win out is, to me, is maybe the story of the year in the SEC. I mean, for a coach that nobody, when we were going down the list of coaching vacancies about week 4 or 5 in the conference, we had already chalked that up as a vacancy. Who's Missouri going to find?
Yeah, I agree.
And Barry Odom totally flipped the switch. It's phenomenal what, talking about coaches, what he was able to do and rally the troops in a program that has been struggling for a couple of years is really good. I'm not surprised by the next one. Austin Allen falls flat on his face at Arkansas as a quarterback. You know, there was high expectations at one point in time for Austin Allen.
You have any for him?
None. 0. I had none going in.
Now, a lot of people had none going in. That's Bielema selling a bill of goods to everyone that this is going to work. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Golly, Arkansas. There can't be a program that got less out of all of that money than they got out of him.
That's right.
How much money did he make over a 5-year period?
$40
million?
I was going to say 25 to 30 probably.
I'd like to know what kind of money he took out of there, a per-win money.
It wasn't a good rate for Arkansas, I can tell you that. Jim McElwain fired. Maybe not fired, but when he was fired.
I'm shocked he was fired. Goes to 2 consecutive SEC championship games. You would, at least reading in, expect their offense to get better.
He didn't, though.
And internally, it's the same as Jimbo Fisher. So much inner turmoil going on at both Florida State and Florida, not keeping kids out on the field. Can't keep them out of trouble. And there's some other programs around the SEC that had good years, including Auburn, that if you keep some of your top guys out of trouble,
Kyle Davis,
what could you have ended up with?
I mean,
over the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, think about how many are gone from this program that were top-tier recruits that you couldn't keep them around.
Sad stuff. Jim McElwain, though, you know, after that crazy win over Tennessee, a few weeks later, out at Florida, just a weird deal. And I think the off-field stuff was just too much for him to overcome. And I think Florida, as a culture, didn't see their program going in the right direction. We'll take another break. We'll close out this segment when we go. We'll close out the talk of 5 more big surprises out of the SEC when we come back. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
This is the Big Finish event.
Don't miss the Big Finish event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
Just in time for the holidays.
Save over $13,000 on 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab with Hemi V8.
Take a short drive to big savings.
Biggest savings of the year on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at Bice.
Buy it at Bice.
Don't buy anywhere else until you see me. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Actually 45 minutes left in today's show, so call us if you want to, 256-234-6221. I was telling you, Randy, on Facebook, Larry Porter is the tight ends and halfback coach at Auburn. Easiest job in the world, make $500,000 a year. I mean, if all you got to do is teach them to block, just go on down there with Herb Hand, and he makes more than Herb Hand, and he's offensive line coach. I mean, tight end coach at Auburn makes $500,000 a year, and we throw maybe a couple passes a year their way, maybe a couple. I mean, I just failed miserably at career choices, I guess. You can find a way to get to be the tight ends coach at Auburn. And it's not Larry Porter's fault. I'm sure he wants his guys to catch a bunch of passes, but they're just not in the playbook. Just no plays to the tight end, man. You sit over there and collect your money, and we'll continue to ignore that we even have tight ends on this team. So let's go back to the surprises in the SEC, and we'll wrap it up here. Troy upsetting LSU. Everybody was ready to run Ed Orgeron totally out of town after Troy. And then they go to Florida and squeak out a win. Squeak one out, boy, and then they have to come back home and play Auburn, and everybody's like, boy, this is going to be, well, Auburn's fishing to blast them, and we did, man. For a quarter and a half, it looked like Ed Orgeron it made me get fired at halftime. And then somebody radioed in to Gus Malzahn, the coaching staff, the rest of the conference, and said, look, y'all put the brakes on a minute. Let this guy come back and win this game so LSU won't fire him and get a good coach. Y'all got to sacrifice something here. And that's exactly what happened. Auburn screwed it up. And then from there on, I mean, they went out, except for Alabama, and go 9-3. And if they don't lose to Troy, they go 10-2. But right there in that stretch after losing to Troy, barely beating a bad Florida team and getting run out of their own stadium in the first quarter against Auburn, it couldn't have looked more bleak for Ed Orgeron.
So that could be a surprise right there, is what he did, the same as what you said with Missouri.
That's right.
Ed Orgeron, corralling the troops and pressing forward.
With Danny Etling at quarterback, mind you.
Why can't they get a quarterback?
I don't know. They ain't had one in 20 years.
Who's the last one they had that you want?
Josh Booty.
I wouldn't want him.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't any good.
He wasn't bad, not compared to what they've had. Are you going to get Rohan Davey?
They had Russell.
Yeah, Rohan
Davey was a very good college quarterback.
Yeah.
Josh Booty.
I'm taking Josh Booty.
I'm about to pull Josh Booty's career stats.
I mean, compared to Danny Etling and some of the ones they've run out here late, Jefferson and some of that, yeah, give me Josh Booty. Kerryon Johnson leads the SEC in rushing, becomes Offensive Player of the Year.
Surprised.
Went down, first game of the year, went down like a sniper. I said, there it is again, buddy. Didn't make it through the first game of the year. I mean, did that not what you felt like?
Well, throw Cameron Petway ends up with however many yards that he ends up
300 and something this year.
If you throw that one in the mix, who would have saw that one coming?
He will go down in the history books as the most mysterious Auburn football player ever, outside of the trio that Doug Barfield coached down. I'm sorry. And I said it. I'm sorry. I said it. Coached down. And you have Joe Cribbs, William Andrews, and James Brooks in the backfield in the era of where you play wishbone football and you can't win but 4 or 5 games a year. There ain't nothing else to say. I mean, you slap coach that down to the dirt. You can't do anything. I mean, so that, yeah, I mean, Kerryon Johnson, or excuse me, Cam Petway, outside of that debacle in the late 70s, will go down in the history as one of the most mysterious players to ever play at Auburn. He had a 6-game stretch where everybody thought, man, this guy's emerged, and they only found him by accident. Gus found him over there on the bench because Kerryon got hurt again. So they stuck him in, and they just couldn't believe how unbelievable he was on the field. Well, he blew his hamstring out against Vanderbilt, and that was it. He made an appearance in the Wildcat against Mercer this year in that great game we played. And then looked like he'd showed up in the Arkansas game and back to old form, gone again. Never to be heard of ever again.
James Bostic.
Yeah, James Bostic.
That's who he will.
That last run against Alabama, Tony Richardson hit him harder than anybody on Alabama's team that day in the end zone. After he scored that touchdown. Tony Richardson, I think, broke his neck when he hit him. He hit him so hard in celebration after that touchdown. But that was the last you had seen or heard of James Boston. After that play, I mean.
Wouldn't you agree that's who he reminds you of?
Oh, yeah.
Same type runner, too.
That's right. I totally. Says, Mark said, you think Orgeron sent Gus a Christmas card? He probably did. Hugh Freeze comes out relatively unscathed in all this Ole Miss stuff. I mean, nobody.
I haven't read on the story. Tell me what.
Really,
what all's going on there?
Really, I think they lost 13 scholarships over 2 years. I mean, what is that?
That's pretty substantial.
It's not terrible after all the stuff that was written up and was supposedly in this report. So, I mean, the point is Hugh Freeze. Is it going to be a shock to anybody if he gets an offensive coordinator job next year?
No, I think he will.
And so I don't think anybody says anything about it. So he kind of just skirted on out, and he'll get a job. And, you know, it was rumored if Chip Lindsey decided to take a head coaching job somewhere else, that would probably been the first call for Gus Malzahn. I mean, they're really close. Hugh Freeze's daughter, I believe, goes to Auburn. So may have been a fit.
You want me to tell you something when you bring up Chip Lindsey's name that rolls through my mind?
It's main part.
What a difference 5 or 6 years can make.
Jeremy Pruitt, man.
Coaches.
Good Lord.
Travis Williams. Travis Williams was, what, an analyst?
Yes.
4 years ago, 5 years ago?
That's right.
Damian Craig. When you and I started doing the AHSA radio network, Damian Craig, wasn't he an assistant at South Alabama?
He was.
He's
down there with Haven Fields.
It's remarkable. The way, if you'll leverage yourself off a good year, you.
Oh, man.
I'm just thinking.
Coaching, man,
yes.
if you can be in the right place at the right time, you can
write your ticket.
You can set your whole life up, your kid's life, everybody. It's amazing. The demise of Vanderbilt's defense. Let me tell you when the demise of Vanderbilt's defense is when whoever that was on Vanderbilt's team decided they were going to call Alabama out and tell them that they got a standard of football that they play at Vanderbilt. Well, they showed it when Alabama rolled into town to the tune of a total implosion, program implosion. It's what happened that night. Or that afternoon in the hottest game, according to Luke, in the history of college football. We'll take a break here. We come back. We'll leave the best for last on the SEC. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
The door's open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Peaches and Clean, caring for your floors and a whole lot more in East Central Alabama.
Last one of these biggest surprises in SEC, Tennessee. Like Arrested Development used to sing, Tennessee. They needed to bring that song back out. Coaching search debacle at Tennessee. Could you have imagined the level that this thing went to? And by the way, Jeremy Pruitt was about choice number 9 on their list. So I don't think Jeremy Pruitt gives a crap. I think Jeremy Pruitt's excited to be a head coach, and he's assembled a pretty decent staff according to what I've seen. And Tennessee fans seem relatively excited about him. He hasn't proved anything as a head coach. This is his first dance there. He's got a good resume as a defensive coordinator. Can recruit. He's got good staff members, and it's like Andy and I talked about yesterday, though. The telltale for Jeremy Pruitt, any coach out there, a lot of guys don't get quite that big a job right out of the gate, okay? They usually go to an Arkansas State, like a Gus Malzahn, or, you know, Nick Saban moved up the ranks and got to where he did, and then, you know, he's thrown into the fire. He goes from coordinator straight into a major college job with high expectations. I don't care what they've done in the past. So how can Jeremy Pruitt manage from a CEO standpoint? That's because that's what a head coach has to do. Can he keep everybody getting along good enough? Because there's going to be a lot of things that don't get agreed upon between coaches and players and having to handle that stuff. Can he handle all that? A lot of people say he's got that fiery type of personality, but he's like Will Muschamp. Will Muschamp seemed to have done a pretty good job at South Carolina, did an okay job at Florida, and it'll take him 2 or 3 years, obviously, to get his feet on the ground.
I think you just said the worst thing you ever said on a program.
What's that?
With us, that Will Muschamp did an okay job at Florida.
He did his first year.
Brett, he took a Florida program that
he won 11 games his first year and
he tanked it out.
But I want to remind you first on
Tank
this.
City.
Okay, I agree. All right, now let's flip the switch. Who said he wouldn't make it as a head coach at Florida? Me and Luke.
Yes, and I was pro him.
You were pro.
You just said he did a decent job, and
He
I called
did.
you out and said that you were wrong.
Well, he did a decent job.
They were ranked like 90-something in recruiting.
But I
when
mean,
finally left.
what
if that happened at Auburn, Brett?
Well, he had
What
a
if
lot
we
of
had
those
Gene
recruits that came to
Gene
Auburn.
Chiswick tanked it out at Auburn?
Yeah, he did.
But we never were above 20 in recruiting, even that last year, were we?
No, I don't think so.
Will Muschamp tanked it to where
I guess he just quit. But I mean, I thought from a standpoint of, well, look at where they are now. I mean, Jim McElwain, I don't know what's going on at Florida. I mean, Jim McElwain went to the East by default because the rest of the East was putrid. I mean, even Georgia and South Carolina. But you look at what he's done at South Carolina now, maybe he learned some lessons through all that. I don't know. But that's my point's going back to Jeremy Pruitt being similar personality and having to take on a program that's as equal to a Florida or whatever in the Eastern Division.
I think you got to have some patience. It's not easy for a fan base to do it. We've watched it at Auburn. But when you go out and you get a guy that really hasn't been a leader to that standpoint, yes, you can be a high school head coach. Yes, you can move on for a year at Arkansas State.
Jeremy Pruitt wasn't even a high school head coach. That's the crazy thing.
But when you get to the level of where you're a CEO of this you're going to have some hard knocks.
You are.
And we've had some with Gus Malzahn, and you hope after a 5-year stretch that we're better for it over the next 5 years because he's learned a lot in this first 5. Wouldn't you agree with that?
That's right. And you said the key word, the patience word.
Yeah.
And that's going back to what I said to start the conversation is that Jeremy Pruitt, how can he keep his emotions intact to be able to manage everybody else's emotions?
And I'll close with this. This thing would have been screwed up beyond belief if Philip Fulmer wouldn't have stepped in. I truly believe that. And
he wormed his way back in there.
He wormed his way in, but they better thank their lucky stars he wormed it, or they would have screwed this higher up.
Well,
and they tried to twice really screw it up in the perception world and in the fan base's world. And perception and what your fan base believes leads to what happened at Florida. If a coach does not fit into your culture, Terry Bowden, it's not going to work out.
No, it doesn't.
Because once that first negative thing happens, you're gone. The fan base is gone. Whereas I feel like that their hire fits into their culture. Do you agree?
I think they're
hard-nosed, physical.
I think they like the fact that they got a guy that's got a good pedigree from programs he's come from. And nobody know anything about what he can do as a head coach. I think it's a major chance on their part, but I think the other guys they had that they were looking at were chances too. I mean, who was after Greg Schiano? Who was wanting him?
I agree.
I mean, I'm with you. The point is that Tennessee's been screwing it up since Fulmer left. And a lot of people had sour grapes for Philip Fulmer with the way he got Tennessee and the way he left their program. Similar to the way some Auburn fans felt about Tommy Tuberville. But Tommy Tuberville's been polarizing, and a lot of Auburn fans have come back. Some never left his side, but some have come back to Tommy Tuberville and like him. Philip Fulmer's that same kind of guy at Tennessee, and he's always had that aura. I guess it's because of the last taste of success for Tennessee was with Philip Fulmer.
Yeah.
I mean.
And this leads into an athletic director search at Auburn. And
that still hadn't been decided.
I'll leave it at that, but this thing can go a lot of negative ways. And thinking that you're just going to go hire a business type, CEO type, a lot of times that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
I don't have a good answer for what I would see as.
Do you want somebody that has ties to Auburn or somebody that does not have ties to Auburn? Let's start there.
I want somebody that's got a backbone.
Well, I get that.
But I think that you can sell yourself of having a backbone, and then you show a career of having.
Does Auburn need to step outside of the box like Alabama's done and get somebody that does not have ties to that university?
Right now, I agree, yes. Because I think that internally the culture is good old boy network to the highest degree.
Yeah.
Goes on at Auburn University.
And in most of these places.
Of them, yeah. Yep. But the ones that we see more close. And when you have internal strife like it's going on now, it's fine to have a good old boy network and everything be kosher. When you have a good old boy network, and what happened with that softball program and basketball program and all those things that are going on there, when it goes that way, good old boy network doesn't work anymore.
No.
It's time for somebody to come in and clean house.
And the reason I say outside of the Auburn program and no ties is because you're not emotionally tied to anybody. You don't have that relationship you built with a former player or a former employee or whatever, and you don't have that feeling of being pulled.
I think you're right.
When you make a decision.
I think you're right.
You know, it's just how it kind of plays out. Take another break. We come back. We'll continue these discussions and talk about some of these bowl games that are coming up starting today.
Do we have to?
Bowl season starts today. So we can just pick out the good ones. Pick out some of the good ones. Okay. There ain't many.
No.
There's not many.
You're
trust
gonna
me.
get very little from me.
Well, we previewed them on Auburn Blitz, and man, it's some rough. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count. And cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer. So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
East Central Alabama asked for it, and Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoors has answered with the region's full-service Mahindra tractor and UTV dealer on Highway 280 in Alex City next to Tallapoosa Ford. Full lines of Mahindra tractors, E-Max, Max, 1500 series to 5500 series. We have the world's #1 tractor line. Get the job done as well with full lines of the world's toughest UTVs and accessories. Visit the all-new Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor in Alex City. True grit never taps out with Mahindra tractors, UTVs, and accessories.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Brett, we've been laughing at how crazy this system is.
Yeah.
Coaches that can make $8 million a year, 8 to 10, and players that don't have the opportunity to move on when things aren't working out in their favor. I bring this up, and as you and I were talking, and by the way, we're on Facebook Live, so a lot of this just rolls into the program. Quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What's Tua going to do over the next 2 years? He's got to play football, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's special when you see him out there.
That's right.
Would you agree?
That's right.
Like if he would have been the quarterback at Auburn at the Iron Bowl and they wanted to throw it around as much as they did want to throw it that day, you think he could have picked us apart a little bit more than what you saw from Jalen Hurts?
There's no question about it.
He can't sit over there. So it is so tough. How many is the right amount of recruits at quarterback every year? What's the right when you go get a 5-star, and I know not all of them work out, so you need backups, but when you've got 2 guys that could start for most anybody.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has his downfall, but he's won a lot of football games at Alabama. But is it that kid's responsibility to stay on campus at Alabama and not play? And he can't go where he wants to go?
You know, I don't know that there's a magic number out there. I will say this. I think as a coach and as a program, you better have 3 pretty doggone good options at quarterback, or at least 3 that you're confident in. I mean, Malik Willis, let's just use him as an example right now. Jarrett Stidham's coming back to Auburn next year, so that's another year on the bench for him. All right, so Auburn's going to be looking at recruiting Bo Nix. They're going to be looking at recruiting several. I mean, you've also got Joey Gatewood coming in as a highly touted quarterback. I mean, you can't stop recruiting guys because you go, well, I already got 2 real good ones. Well, Jarrett Stidham goes down next year. Now you're down to 1. You know, Auburn was in panic mode this year if Jarrett Stidham had gone down. I mean, there was nobody left. We only had 1 other scholarship guy on roster, and that was Malik Willis as a true freshman.
But this is a corporate deal.
Yep.
You brought that up during a break.
Yep.
And the NFL, not many A.J. McCarrons of the world or Aaron Rodgers of the world that you feel like could be a starter in another program sits there for multiple years and doesn't play.
Yeah, I know that.
How is that different in college football? These kids are there for a reason. And to hide behind the education side of it, to act like this is not a career path is nuts.
No,
it's nuts.
I'm with you.
A kid can't sit over there and not play for 3 years.
He's got to. These kids making. I mean, well, let's go to the kid that just chose Georgia over Auburn, Justin Fields. When's he gonna get on the field at Georgia? Jake Fromm just started as a true freshman. He's got 2 more years as the starting quarterback at Georgia.
Minimum.
Minimum. Where's he gonna play? He going to move to wide receiver? I mean, everybody was going, I hate that we lost Justin Fields. Well, where's Justin Fields going to play at Auburn? Malik Willis, Jarrett Stidham, Joey Gatewood, Bo Nix on the horizon, other players at Auburn recruiting. I mean, you got to get in there and compete and win. If not, you got to transfer and leave. And that's just that's the way it is. How you going to bench Jalen Hurts? How you going to bench him?
But that's where I'm bringing this up to you.
Yeah.
Is it the kid's fault? Should he not have the opportunity to transfer as he chooses?
He should. He will. He does have the opportunity to transfer.
Well, you transfer, you sit out, you can't go in the same conference. You got all of these stipulations out there that are negative to the kid.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Well, should those stipulations not be pulled?
I mean, if the coaches and the NCAA decide that they want to get
together. Why
is
it the NCAA and the coaches'
decision? Because they make the rules. They make the rules. They allow these kids to come in. I mean, I'm not saying
where
it's
I'm
fair.
going with this is that everyone else has a union that goes and fights for the athlete.
That's right.
The student athlete in colleges really don't have anybody fighting for them, do they?
I'm going to go back and say exactly what I said on Facebook Live. It's a corporate-run environment now in amateur athletics. It doesn't mix. It never is going to be fair for anybody involved from the student-athlete standpoint if you're saying that all that they're getting out of this mix is an opportunity to get an education. Let's be real. Some of these kids that go to college, Randy, they're not the only reason they went to college is to play football. It's the only reason they even had a shot to do anything because of their talent. They probably wouldn't have ever stepped foot on that university's campus if they didn't have that ability to play football. It's just reality. I'm not saying it's bad, good, or indifferent.
And I'm with you.
It's an opportunity. So they've been afforded at least an opportunity, a lot of them to get a full ride scholarship, to go play football, to give themselves an opportunity to go on and maybe play at the next level, which is a very, very small chance anyway. So you better be getting a college degree. You better be finding a way to get an education. If not, you're not going to have a chance out in the real world unless you get lucky. I mean, it's sad. I mean, it's not a perfect world.
There's no good answer here. There's not.
And I feel for the kids.
But it brings up good conversation.
It does.
Because if you're a top 5 quarterback and you do, and many think that you have the potential of moving on and making,
that's right,
as Luke likes to use, generational wealth.
Generational.
For your family, yet you're behind another guy that's hoping to make generational wealth for his family.
That's right.
Shouldn't you have be afforded the opportunity to go put some plays on tape?
That's why I think Cooper Bateman, I think those guys saw the handwriting on the wall and said, look, I can either sit over here and write or I can go get on the field somewhere. And I think it becomes that decision. And at that point in time, it isn't about the program anymore. It's about where can I go get some playing time.
But I think all of the rules are swayed toward the university and the coaches.
Well, maybe they need to change some of that. And maybe –
I don't think it's unfair to the kid. I really do.
Well, it could be. And a lot of the times you're going out there, you're going to a top-tier program, you better believe – that they're not going to stop recruiting 4- and 5-star quarterbacks just because you went there.
And they shouldn't.
That's
right. Because, you don't know who the next one is.
That's right.
And you don't know who the next flop is.
How many times have you and I sat up here with Auburn recruiting a 4- or 5-star guy and it totally flop out? That's another chance that coaches take. Well, you may get 3, 4, 5-star quarterbacks on roster. None of them may be worth a darn at all. And then now you suck going, well, I guess he can't develop anybody. I guess they don't know how to put an eye on a quarterback. Well, he was a 4- or 5-star guy, We'll come back, one final segment here on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
One more segment here to solve the college football world's problems here, and we got 8 minutes to do it, so maybe we can do it. I think a lot of what we're talking about is really, really good talk. I really do. I think there's both sides to this thing, two sides to the coin. It's unfair from a monetary standpoint at where we are paying coaches now and how much money these high dollar programs bring in, and what the student athlete is still. The student athlete, that's almost a comical phrase now. The college football has become a major corporate entity, billion-dollar industry, and we still want to look at these players as student athletes, as amateurs. It's not a mix. That's been left behind. Everything else is advanced. The talk of paying players. Look, players getting paid in recruiting circles right now, whether all of you out there that are naive or not want to believe it. These high dollar, these high recruits, it's a bidding war, and you better get your head out of the sand and understand that goes on. But even with that, that's minuscule money compared to what coaches and these other people get paid and what these universities bring in. I think it's a broke system. I think we're headed down a bad road. I think with the TV contracts and all the stuff that are going on now, I think there's more and more uncertainty in the money that's going to be coming into college football. I think there's a lot of things that people are trying to figure out, and I think the topics that we've talked about here today are a major issue.
I think there's a potential for more and more money to go towards sporting events. And the reasoning for that is there are so many different ways to pull in media, to pull in programming. From this thing right here, I mean, how often do you turn your TV on at night? You may still be a TV watcher.
Yeah, I still watch.
I probably watch 80% of what I do is on this.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But 80% of it's here. I don't have to go to that television set. But you know what I have to do with my sports? I still got to go pull it in from one media outlet.
That's right.
And you know what? I'm not turning the commercials during the breaks on that because I don't want to miss a play.
You don't want to miss a play.
So I'm not DVRing that stuff to come back and replay.
So let
I'm
me
watching it live. So wouldn't your common sense tell you that number base is just going to continue to increase?
I can tell you this, cable subscribers are going down.
Yeah.
DirecTV and Dish are going down. But, Randy, the contracts that supply the SEC come from ESPN. Well, when they lose viewers, they're not bringing in as much money anymore. So how are they going to renegotiate a $1 billion contract for the SEC when they don't have the money that they have? Still,
advertising dollars are going to go where eyes are.
They are, but
the eyes are going to be on a live sporting event. I don't know if it's going to be on through a social media outlet. I mean, we've started seeing games live on Twitter.
Yeah, the contract's got to be there from somewhere, or else the kitty's going to dry up. And these coaches better understand it, and these programs better understand it too. That's why they get these payouts after these bowl games. So that's going to wrap it up here for the Saturday Sports Count. It's been a great show. I want to thank all of you for watching on Facebook Live, watching on TV, listening to us on the radio, wherever you might be tuning us in. We hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Remember, Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game on the HSA Radio Network today at noon. We've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next week.
Even the best of us forget sometimes. But buckling up is one thing you always want to remember.
Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offer full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
If you knew that underage drinking starts at younger ages than ever before, even in elementary school, you would talk to your kids about drinking right now, wouldn't you? If you knew that kids who drink are more likely to be involved in violence, school failure, or injury, you'd do what you could to prevent it, right?
Alcohol is a drug, and we need you to help us understand that before it's too late. Choose to refuse to lose your team to the dangers of underage drinking.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
What's different about Hyundai of Auburn?
Beautiful cars built here from parts made here. That's jobs and tax money.
And right now, Max, record low finance plans. 0% interest and $42.50 cash to spend with no budget busting repairs for a full 10 years. Drive a new Hyundai today. Check it out, HyundaiofAuburn.com.
And my Max Martindale deals. Tell them Max sent you. I might get a bonus.
Max, you're not real.
What?